Tell me about the three steps that you have listed on your website, the priorities that you have listed there about the first one is safer streets and
Smarter infrastructure.
smarter infrastructure.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to bring up off the top here was the fact I've been thinking a lot about this over the last several months. We have a growing problem in this area, generally the regional area, with pedestrian death.
There you go.
And that has a lot to do with poor infrastructure,
Correct.
and lack of crosswalks, lack of street lights. There are absolutely places around everywhere. As I go around, I think, boy, this really could use a street light
Yep.
because otherwise, how would we see anybody that's walking?
Correct.
And the other thing is, if there's no sidewalks, then how can people be safe?
Listen.
And making curb cuts to nowhere because they're required with no sidewalks doesn't make much sense
Not
either.
helpful. Not helpful. Exactly. And that's why that is such a that priority is number one because, and we'll get to the other two, just what you said. So again, and I keep saying this because I mean, like I've been in Dale for 33 years. Like I've watched roads be paved and bridges be made and yeah, like all of it. And I literally live at one of the more or most dangerous intersections in Dale at Kingsland and Salem Church Road. Literally, I come out of my neighborhood right there. And I see that, it's enough that we are now going to get a roundabout. I'm not sure when. I think it's a funding issue. But we have now a four-way stop. And I want to be fair. I always want to be fair. The sidewalks it's kind of a joint effort with um, whoever has that piece of property on the land, whether it's a private developer or Parks and Rec or whoever it is, has that. And then the Department of Transportation, whether it's Chesterfield, CDOT or VDOT, or both. And so that is a partnership that and a conversation that's a collaboration that has to happen. So it's not always as simple as I know me want it to be. Like, where are the sidewalks, people? What are we doing? So to ground it with that fairness, um, and to what you said at this point, come on, friends, what are we doing? There shouldn't be this. And here and I could be. This may be my own thinking. I think, oh man, oh man, how deep are we gonna go here, Mark? So folks who lived in Chesterfield County for a long enough time know the history of Chesterfield County.
That's right.
We'll put it there and we'll leave it there like that.
Right.
Um,
A good starting point.
and if you don't, if for folks who don't, like, please, Chesterfield's a very interesting place. It's a great place. I've been here for 1,000 years, but it's great. But it's very interesting. Understanding it, the history of it, and how we got here is helpful to understand why things look the way they do.
Right.
So infrastructure is such a big deal. And I know when I said safer streets, a friend of mine was like, girl, don't say safer streets. I don't think we got guns out here. I'm like, I don't mean it like that. We don't have, no, we don't, no, that's not the problem we have. But safer streets and like what you said, pedestrian safety. There are children, there is our senior citizens, there are our citizens with disabilities want to get out and walk,
Right.
right? And there aren't any safe places for them to do it. So
And
on
then
top of
they're
the,
in the and then they're in the street.
and then they're in the street walking because where else are they supposed to go? Pardon me. Where are they supposed to walk? You either and then you can walk in the grass, sure, but sometimes there is no shoulder for you to do that. So
Right.
your only option is to walk right in the street, even if you're on the edge. And again, Chesterfield is historically dark. Like we don't do street lights like that. I mean, some of the newer developments are doing really great with making sure there are street lights. So because safety is important. But we don't do Chesterfield's been dark for a long time as far as like we don't do street lights. But we gotta change that because first of all, Dale, I'll just say Dale, Chesterfield County as a whole, and Dale too, more and more people are coming. You know what I mean? More families, not even just families, everyone. And so we have to take into consideration who is not here, what is now here, and we need to do better about saying what infrastructure do we need to reinforce, or do we need to set about having? For instance, I was thrilled when this new sheets. Ugh, if I didn't see those sheets, I might vomit. But the new sheets that's right across from Ironbridge Baptist Church that just opened last week. I was so happy to see a crosswalk right there. Oh my goodness, and a sidewalk. It made me happy because I'm thinking, right, because people live here. There are neighborhoods right here. I watch sometimes kids walk on Route 10 to get to Meadowbrook High School. And I'm like, oh, like my mama instincts are just going crazy because it is dangerous. It's dangerous. So sidewalks and other infrastructural things we have to think about to make sure the district is as safe and solid as we need it to be. To me, that is the foundation. And then we go into schools because school infrastructure is a part of that infrastructure as well. Now, to be fair, there's a jurisdictional boundaries between the board of supervisors and school board members.
Right.
And the school board does the school board. And I applaud them for doing it. Shout out to Dale District's school board member, Dominique Chatters, who does incredible work. I mean,
One of my favorite people.
I mean, she's great. And I say it all the time to folks, and I mean it. You can love her, you can hate her, but she is fighting. And she is working to make sure that the people in our schools, the teachers, the students, the support staff, are getting as best as she can what they need. She's consistently yelling. That's how she got on the school board, yelling, what is going on? So shout out to school board member Chatters for that. She does that. They figure out how that works. But in partnership with the board of supervisors, because we have the money, start there. And so how do we use the money that we have? And I get it. It's not everyone has the same pot of money. So we have to do the divvying and the, prioritization. But when I look at Dale schools and I see that we don't have our middle schools don't have athletic fields. When I went to Falling Creek Middle School, there was a field we could host on. And I know, to be fair, there isn't a field anymore because the new Falling Creek was built on the field. And the old Falling Creek will be demolished. And so that's coming too.
Again, and this is something Dominique and I talked about. I did a 2-part interview with her about 18 months ago. And it's something that we talked about too. So
yeah. And what I love, and I'll just take a second to again give her, because I will always give credit where it's due. Right. If I was not the one who championed a cause or worked tirelessly for a cause or blood, sweat, and tears for a thing, I'm not gonna say I did. I'm gonna give credit to whoever did it.
That's very important.
It is, because it's a matter of ethics and integrity. And I don't think you can do a good job in any elected official if you don't have a modicum of integrity.